Hi, welcome back to another episode of the Big DK Energy Podcast. My name is Danny K, your host, or the DK in the Big DK Energy. And we haven't recorded an episode for about a couple months, so that was my bad, been going through some stuff. But you know what? It's all right, because you got to get back on the horse eventually. And we are getting back on the horse today with today's guest, who graduated from the University of Central Florida with a degree in marketing. She's coming on the show today to talk about her social media marketing company, Kait's Korner Marketing, as well as talking about her newfound life as a model. And so we're going to delve deep into those two worlds today, and we're going to have a lot of fun while doing so. So without further ado, please put your hands together for today's guest, Miss Kaitlyn Blem.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here. I'm a little nervous. It's my first ever podcast, but we're going to get through this. We're going to make it great.
Absolutely. No, it's going to be great.
Yes, it's going to be great.
See, you already got it.
Perfect.
Listen, even I stumble over my words sometimes. So, but seriously, thank you so much for coming out.
No, thank you so much for even thinking of bringing me on. It was really an honor.
Of course, I've brought on other social media marketers as well, but it's just that I learned something different from each one that I bring on the show. So I want to hear about your story of how you got into marketing, and, we'll go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was originally going to school. I was going to be a dentist. And yes,
really?
I was biomed for 2 years.
Let me see your teeth. Yeah, look good.
Thank you. And when I went to go intern with my dentist, I realized that I like my teeth. I don't like other people's teeth. And I saw some really crazy stuff. So after that, I decided I need to find a new change in life. I hate this. I don't like what I'm doing. And I had worked for a boutique for Henry Girl, which was by UCF at the time. And I had gotten into social media. We would have photo shoots, set them all up, and it was so fun. And that's when I decided, I'm going to turn around, I'm going to go into marketing.
Excellent.
And it's such a big change, but I'm so happy I did it because I was so miserable as like a dentist. Like, that's not who I was anyways. So after I've been doing social media since 2019 for various companies, right before I graduated, I started working for a company called City Tonight, and they taught me a lot. I had so much respect for them. They did a lot of social media work around the downtown Orlando area. And after working with them for some time, I looked around, I was like, wait, I feel like I could do this too. So I took the leap of faith. My mom was supportive. My dad, not. Go get a 9-to-5 and stop playing around.
Of course.
And I said, no, I'm going to try it out. And it's doing pretty well. I'm pretty happy with where we're at. And as a 23-year-old, it's very ambitious. I know that, but I have been working with social media for so long. And I had been working with that other company for a while too. And I learned so many ins and outs that I felt confident enough in my work that I would be able to produce it. So
by yourself?
Yes, by myself.
Look at that. And kudos to you for following out a dream kind of thing.
Thank you.
Especially since it's like going after your own thing. It's like new and heard of, but like a lot more people are taking that leap of faith, which,
absolutely,
more power to you if you feel like you're going in a good trajectory, which it sounds like you definitely are.
Yeah. Business always starts off slow. When you're starting off a business, it's going to be slow. You're not going to be making a crazy amount of money. I charge under right now for what I'm doing. As I grow with my company, prices increase and the more confident you get. I have some great clients right now that are 10 out of 10. And, with social media marketing, people, they come in, they go, it's always like a revolving door. But you get those good core set of people that'll stick with you for a while. But your quality of work should never go down as you grow. And, it's hard when you start to take on more clients. I've had to turn clients away because I'm just not ready yet to take them on. Quality is always better than quantity. And I'm a bartender too. So the money is going to come in the end. And that's what my parents had taught me. My mom is an interior designer. She owned her own business. She said, if you love what you do and you're good at what you do, the money will come later on, but you got to stay focused and you got to keep your values and your core values high.
Of course.
That's where I stand.
So what were some of your initial challenges before you not took the leap of faith, because this was after you took the leap of faith, but what were some of your initial hurdles that you had to go over?
So one of the biggest hurdles that I feel like I had to go over was, am I good enough to do this? Do I actually have what it takes to do this?
Good old imposter syndrome.
I know. And I feel that was one of the biggest issues I had with myself was, am I going to be successful? And no one wants to even have that thought in their mind that this may fail, but you have to get over it. If you don't take that jump and if you don't take the leap, you're never going to figure out if you can do it or not. Only time will tell. And if it doesn't work out, then at least you tried. But, you don't want to be looking down 10 years from now going, why didn't I try that? If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And then I go work for a marketing company, whatever.
Yeah. If anything, the skills that you built while doing your solo thing will make you look like a way better candidate.
Exactly. Who cares? And Take the leap. If you feel like now's the time, I live at home. I moved home for my last semester in college. And I said, what a better time for me to decide to move in home and run this business. What are my opportunity costs here? I really don't have a lot. Let's take the leap. Let's try it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. So be it.
And besides, that's a cool talking point to like for further conversations is that I used to do this, which I kind of do some social media work myself. And so, of course, not at the level that you do it. So, that's another thing where I give kudos to is that you're able to do it on a much bigger scale. It's just one thing that I notice about social media marketers is that they get a lot of crap, especially since people think that you guys just play on Facebook all day.
Oh my gosh, yes.
If you had $1 for every comment that you heard about that.
My boyfriend is an aerospace engineer, so he always has comments like, I cannot believe that you guys get paid to post on Instagram all day. And my response is you have no idea how much work actually goes into it. And now that he's finally starting to see the work like behind the scenes, now he's like, okay, I kind of get it now. But still for them, he's an aerospace engineer and I'm posting on Instagram. Like when you look at them, it's kind of what? But he also gets it.
Correct. It's a different viewpoint. For example, whereas most engineers would see, oh, my fellow engineer went on a vacation. So that's where Instagram is for. But for you, it's like a completely different ball game.
Exactly.
So in that case, what is one way that you view Instagram that in other ways people wouldn't?
So when I go onto Instagram, let's say I'm looking at pictures. When I'm looking at Instagram, yes, I'm figuring out content for myself as I do model, and I am trying to figure out content ideas for myself, but I'm also looking for the companies I run. If I'm running a fitness page and I'm looking at fitness stuff, oh, this workout looks great. Let's see if I could send it to them. Would you want to switch this up, add your own twist on it? Let's throw a different workout in here and make this your own.
Of course. And now that I think about it, what's something that you do to help stay on with current trends?
I love TikTok. I think it's so fun. Whatever I tell my clients to produce, I produce myself. I love getting on TikTok. I love having fun. The first rule of marketing, which I learned in marketing, is you need to learn how to market yourself before you can go and market someone else.
Interesting.
Yeah. So when you're marketing yourself, how do I want to be portrayed to the public? What is the vibe I want to give off in sense? What's your vision? What's your mission statement? All of that for yourself. Do I want to be shown in a positive light? Do I want to be controversial? Because, there's TikTokers and stuff that want to be controversial.
Oh, I know a few.
So what light do I want to go down? And then you market yourself that way. That's the way that I look at it too.
Okay, well, hopefully that my TikTok doesn't portray me as someone controversial.
No, I don't think so at all.
Okay, excellent.
I think you're good. You're doing all right.
All right. Just all right. Okay. Hey, listen.
No, better than all right.
In the equivalency, that's a C+. So, and C's get degrees.
Absolutely. Do you know what my dad always says? Do you know what they call a guy in medical school with a C?
No.
Doctor.
You know what? You're correct. And your dad's a smart fella.
He's a funny guy.
But very philosophical, looks like it, because those were all facts.
Yeah, it is a fact.
Yeah, because I don't know, from one thing that I realized, that most of the stuff you kind of learn on the job because there's only so many words that can describe something before you actually do it.
Absolutely. 100%. There's multiple times in school I've learned something and then I go to apply it in real life and it doesn't work. And especially in marketing terms. I took a whole social media marketing class, thought I knew everything. You take those, you're like, I got it. I went and applied it to my everyday life, let's just say hashtags. I used what they told me for the hashtags and what I use now, completely different on the end of the spectrum.
So what do you do for hashtagging?
So let's say that when you're creating a hashtag, what they taught us is you're going to use 8 of them. 2 high usage hashtags, probably in the million, billion range. 2 in the middle, probably 500,000. 2 in the low. And then you get to choose 2 in the middle and low. So choose 2 of them. Well, what I learned is 16 to 20 hashtags in the low medium range work 5,000 times better than me using 8 of them.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm reaching a whole new audience with this list 16 to 20 than when I was just doing 8.
So this is a dumb question, but when it comes to hashtagging, do people just click on it because they're just they want to take a look, or is there actually something that hashtags do?
So let me give you an example. And it's hard for people, especially when I deal with clients. They're like, I don't understand the importance of social media. They don't get it.
I've gotten that trouble, and they're just
Absolutely.
Like, why are we paying you if this isn't going to lead to direct sales?
So you're a tourist. We're in Orlando. We are in the hub of tourism. You have people coming in from all over the world to go see Mickey Mouse over there. Everyone. Let's say you're on vacation with your family. Your family is annoying you. I want to go out for a drink. I want to go to downtown Orlando. Hashtag Orlando bars. You click on the hashtag. You look up in your search engine, hashtag Orlando bars. Or you just look up Orlando bars. They start to come down, and then you're clicking on the actual posts that have that hashtag in it. So what you're now getting is people looking at your bar through that hashtag instead of just clicking Orlando bars. If you don't have a social media presence, you are not existent. You are not around. And it's that big of a deal. You should be capitalizing on what you have around you. If you put hashtag Orlando bars and you are an Orlando bar, there's a great chance that someone from out of the state will come and visit you.
That sounds pretty nice. I mean, if I was a business owner, I'd want that kind of return. It's not
Absolutely. It's free.
That's right. It is free.
It's free. Why would you not utilize that?
Exactly. And I mean, I only know this because of prior experience, but then as long as you're not selling firearms or anything like that, you can advertise or even boost your post. Have you ever boosted a post?
I have. I try to do more of my posting organically though. I feel like organic following is the best kind of following, because if you can build a strong bond within your clients and the people that are buying your product. So let's say you're selling a product and the consumer that's buying your product, when you create that connection with them, they're going to be more apt to return, keep buying again and again, tell their friends. The following goes up there. If you're interacting with their posts, they're going to want to interact with you. You create a bond. And when you create a bond, you're going to make a better sale.
Is it as simple as commenting on each other's posts back and forth kind of thing?
So I always say like reels right now are big too.
Those are huge for non-following people.
Why would you not utilize them? Instagram is pushing your content so fast right now. And I am guilty because I need to start using reels myself on my own personal Instagram. Like I practiced it, but I need to start preaching it. And it's always easier said than done. Like I'm going to start it, but why as a company would you not want to push your reels if that's what they're pushing? It's free advertising.
Do you know why they're pushing reels specifically?
So they want to compete with TikTok because TikTok has become such a big moneymaker. They want to enter into that market. What happened when we had Snapchat? They created stories. Instagram does need to learn though how to stay Instagram. It's okay to add reels if you want to add a little more diversity to your app, but you are not TikTok. Stay posting pictures. TikTok is TikTok. Let them run their thing.
See, that's a thing that I've been hearing a lot amongst social media marketers lately, is the fact that Instagram is just trying to become TikTok 2.0.
But it makes my job a little bit easier because then I can just go post a bunch of reels. But in the long run, I think that it's going to make people stop using the app, and that is going to hurt us in the long run.
Yeah, and I remember when I got my first iPhone back in, I want to say senior year of high school. I remember when Instagram first came out and literally people were just posting really bad filtered photos. And
honestly, I miss that era. It was so fun.
It was a much simpler time.
Yes.
And then Instagram had that like tannish brown where it made it look like a Polaroid. And then I remember asking my sister, I'm like, what's the whole point of an Instagram? Do I just post a picture of my pizza right now and just send it into the Ethernet?
I love that. Yeah, that's really all it was. We're like the really close-up selfies with you and your like 3 friends. And they were like horrible with like that bluish green filter on it.
Of course, yeah. And then kind of reminds me of like the MySpace era.
I never had a MySpace.
Oh wait, that's right. I don't know if you were too young for it, but
I think I was.
Okay.
I never was around it.
Well, thanks for making me feel way older. No. I mean, I'm 27, so...
Yeah, we're not that far off. But the internet changes so fast that it's not even about age. Just you're either going to keep up with it or you're going to be left behind.
Speaking of things changing constantly, how do you feel about the algorithm?
I feel it. Well, so they brought it back. The algorithm is now back to normal, where you're going to be seeing the people that you follow. When they brought that random stuff where they were trying to make you view random people's stuff, why am I following all these people if I'm not going to see their stuff?
Okay, actually, I thought I was the only one that was going through that, and I was thinking, I don't remember following this person, but why am I seeing their content?
Yes, or you're like double, like, do you know when you follow, like you go through this time where you're like, do I know them? I guess so. And you're like, wait a minute, no, I didn't know who that was.
Okay, I'm so glad I'm not the only one that did that.
Yeah. You're like, who is this person?
It's kind of like me double tapping.
How long have I been looking through this at people I don't know?
Right? It just seemed like they just appeared out of nowhere and then I just accepted it.
Exactly.
You just accept it.
Well, when the people that pretty much run social media, like the Kardashians, when they finally go, hey, no, we don't want this, we're going to stop using your platform, Instagram said, okay, we need to bring it back, because if you lose a big person like that and they go over to TikTok, you're going to lose a big demographic.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't want to lose someone with a platform like that. So
as much as I don't like the Kardashians, I do respect how much power they have in today's society.
Well, I think that they're marketing geniuses. They really elevated themselves to more than just a reality TV show group of people.
Yeah, they're like elite.
Yeah, and you have to give some level of respect to that.
And it's all done through marketing, which is exactly what you do.
Yes, so hopefully one day maybe I'll be a Kardashian.
Yeah, or maybe you can tell your clients, it's just like, do you know how the Kardashians got where they are? Marketing. marketing. And do you know what I do for you? Marketing.
Marketing. Yeah, here we go.
But besides social media marketing, you also do website design. In fact, fun fact, everybody, Miss Kaitlyn Blem with Kait's Korner Marketing actually did the Big DK Energy podcast website. So I just want to say thank you so much, Miss Blem.
No, thank you so much for having me do it. It was a lot of fun to make. I really enjoy making websites. I don't know what it is. It's kind of soothing until it's not, but it's soothing until some point.
That's so interesting because for me, it was making me pull my hair out because I was thinking I put a box somewhere and I don't know if I should add another box somewhere else, and just putting all those elements together and trying to make it look presentable. And when it comes to designing websites, simplicity is the name of the game, correct?
Absolutely. You start with a base and then you go in and adding the finishing touches. It's like building a cake. You're going to start with the cake itself. You need to bake it. Once you bake the cake, then you got to put in the frosting, and then you can do the decorating at the very end. You have to have a base before you can do anything else. And I feel like people always are so concerned with the minor little details. You're missing the whole point of the whole website. The non-fun part is the foundation. Get it set, then you can have fun like designing it. And that's what I always tell people.
Got it. Yeah, because it seems like a website's very much like an essay in the fact that, yes, there are wrong answers, but at the same time, there's a whole infinite amount of right answers.
Oh, yeah. And the worst part about it, in my opinion, the website is the actual writing. I hate writing. So when I have to go in and write captions or things, that drives me insane.
And that's considered copywriting?
No.
Or is copywriting a completely different ballgame?
So copywriting is completely different. Copywriting is if I take something that I do not own and I try to sell it for my own.
Oh, wait, sorry, not copywriting, writing copy. That's what I meant. Like, copywriter. Apparently, like, it's another phrase for, like, writing captions or something like that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah.
Eventually, I want to probably bring someone on to help me with that if the company grows to that point. I hate it. Captions and all that are not my strong suit, but I get through it.
I was about to say, what is your process when it comes to creating a caption? Because, I mean, of course, it's more than just simply come buy our stuff.
No, absolutely. So it depends on the product. So if I'm selling a clothing store, sometimes I always say simplicity is key, making a fun, witty caption. But if you need to like sell a product and you really want to drive it, you always need to start off with a hook. And then after you get your hook, kind of a little bit of an introduction maybe to the product, description, maybe something fun at the very end. It's like a circle, trying to get them all back in to buy the product. You start off, you get them hooked, and at the end you want to close the sale. That's sales, so.
Weird question, but how screwed is a company that doesn't use a website?
Oof. I don't even know how you'd even sell a product without a website. If you're on Instagram, you need to have some sort of website to sell your product. Now, it also depends. If the product is not like that, if it's services or something like that, you don't necessarily need it. But do you really want people contacting you through DM all the time?
Yeah, that'd be kind of odd.
I know I don't. I don't want you DMing me all the time on my Instagram page. I get a lot of DMs for other things. Like if we're sending content ideas to each other, the last thing you want is people like going through there to book with you. Instead of just, if you have a website or if you have a place for them to email you or like all that's in one place, hey, just check out the website, send the link, move on.
Have people ever contacted you like via phone, like you just get a random call out of somewhere?
Yeah, but I don't mind that. That's okay. But in the long run, when you start to grow, do you really want people, or if you're selling a product, let's say you're selling a shirt, do you really want people DMing you over and over and over again? Hey, can I get this shirt? You have no organization. Someone could pay you and then you forget to mail it out because you have a million different DMs.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, like that's not probably how I would do business, but to everyone their own.
I mean, that's something that even I didn't think about, or at least I know the situation, but I didn't know the reason. So that's why we have you on.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course.
But that's also opinion. Some people could have a completely different opinion on that. But that's personally what I would think.
I mean, you're doing your own thing. You're killing it. So I don't see why I wouldn't take your advice on that.
I always say, I'll give you advice. You don't have to take it. It's your business, not mine. So if I tell you to do something or I think, hey, I think we should do this. And you're like, no. Okay, we don't have to do it. No big deal.
Okay. And you know what? That works.
Yeah.
Like you said, to each their own. So how would you describe your company?
So my company, I would say that we're more of a small business. Right now, I go more towards small businesses and trying to get them started. And I don't really think right now I'm in a position to be doing a big corporate. If they ever came to me, maybe. But they have their own teams for that. But I direct myself more to small businesses. Small businesses, I want them to take off the ground. I'm a small business too. We all help each other. That's where I would say more of my demographic is small business owners, or I do a lot of the bars and restaurants in downtown Orlando too, because I am a bartender. So it's easy for me to understand what needs to go into a bar Instagram versus not.
Correct. And after working with City Tonight, you have that solid footing as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I can totally attest to that since I've actually worked in the downtown area of Orlando as well as a photographer, and we've seen each other down there during that time. And even though a lot of people can get really rowdy, you always somehow manage to stay composed and be a model citizen. Speaking of models, you've recently started your career in modeling this past couple of years. Is that correct?
Yeah, so it was actually just this past year. I always kind of had a dream of like being a model and stuff, but I just didn't know if I could do it. So back in 2020, I started shooting with some local photographers.
And not me? What the heck? I'm just kidding.
we have shot before. But I started doing some shoots with some local photographers, kind of building my confidence. And as it started doing better, and I was kind of like shocked by how well they were turning out, I then decided, you know what, maybe I should like go see another agency. And that was about 2 years later. So now I'm here, and they had an open casting call for Wilhelmina, which is like one of the biggest modeling agencies in the world. And I went, and knowing very well, my issue is I'm 5'4". So
It's okay, I'm 5'8". I'm not a king either. Well, I'm not a tall king. I'm just a short one.
No, you're average height. That's average.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, but I'm 5'4", and in the modeling world, that's a no-no.
Really?
Yeah, so I would apply online, and I would get no calls back. And I'm like, okay, am I like ugly or something? What is happening here? So when I went to the open casting call, she point blank looked at me and goes, "You are so pretty, but you are too short."
Oh.
Yeah. And I go, "Oh, okay. I can't really fix that." You know, it's not like if she's like, "Oh, I don't like your hair color. You're short." Well, I can do all the stretching I want. I'm probably not going to grow.
I'm right there with you.
So, but there was a commercial agency, and what she had told me was, listen, you're not just scrapped from the books. They do sign people very, very rarely that are my height, but you're going to have to probably go with a commercial agency and get work under your belt. So I went to this other agency. It's Premier Models in New Smyrna. They are the best. I cannot rave about her enough. She is fantastic. So I did a whole shoot there because you have to get model cards made that you send out to all the agencies. And I had just sent mine out I would say like a month and a half ago. And I'm just now starting to hear back. It takes a while. I thought it would be like a whole month ordeal. I'd be like modeling in like magazines. I haven't even gotten started. But you have to be careful in the modeling world. A lot of people want to scam you. They want to try to just get that easy buck. No agency should be charging you to be with them.
Really?
No one. If they're telling you, "Oh, it's going to cost you $400 a month to be with us," no. They get commission. If you work, they get paid. If someone's telling you, "Oh, you owe me all this money," no.
That's a red flag?
A big red flag. Do not listen to them. They're just trying to scam you. And when I met with the girl from Wilhelmina and, I found the New Smyrna people, I trusted her because she came with such a reputable person that when she told me, "Listen, you have photos that you can use, but I think if we took the photos, they'd look a little better, give you pretty much a better chance." Now, you could be drop dead gorgeous, but if other people, like the other agencies that you send them to, you could get calls back from no one. It just happens. But I was lucky. I had a couple offers. None of them were from the big ones, but I knew that was gonna happen. I'm short. I knew that. You can't get upset with yourself about it. But I had some other commercial agencies reach out to me recently, like in the past week.
Nice.
And I had a call with her, and we discussed all of them and we decided on which one that she thinks we should go with, because the one I signed to is a little bit of a smaller one, but they only take a certain amount of people because they value quality over the quantity.
Just like your work.
Yeah, just like me. And which means I'll work more in the long run, which is completely fine with me.
That's right. It's not job security, but it's a little bit more secure.
Yeah, and I mean, I want as much experience as I can, so eventually maybe one day I can go get signed with the big one, and you have to put your foot in the door somehow. It's very rare that you just walk up and the big agency's like, "Oh yeah, we want you."
Yeah, that's like a 1 in a billion chance.
Exactly. It's very small. It's very rare. So even the fact that I got 3 agencies in general calling me back was a big deal for me.
Look at you go.
I know. I was very excited, but it's going to take a little bit, and I really want to see where it goes. But if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. If it does, it does. And that's just kind of the mindset I have to have. And I also want to stay true to who I am. And I don't want it to change me. Okay,
well, that's good. Yeah, because, I've heard stories of how modeling can really take over someone's life for the worst, unfortunately.
Yeah, and when I was growing up, I was bullied a lot.
Really?
Yeah, for the way I looked. And I was a little bit thicker, and my teeth weren't straight. And, kids are mean. They're mean.
Oh, you don't have to tell me twice.
And the way that someone made me feel, I never want to make someone else feel like that. And we live in a world where it costs nothing to be nice, so why are you being so mean?
I actually said that on another podcast, is that it is free to be nice. And yeah, I don't understand why some people are just jerks initially. I mean, of course, if you've had a bad day, but there's some people who are just legitimate jerks.
Listen, I can be a big jerk at the bar sometimes, and I can say some things that are probably not the nicest, or I'll be like, get out of here right now. But there's a little difference. If you're being a jerk in the bar, causing a scene, I'm gonna tell you to leave. But you shouldn't just walk up to someone and just be mean or blow them off or roll their eyes. If someone's talking to you, why are you rolling your eyes?
Yeah. If anything, not that it shows psychopathic tendencies, but eye contact is very important for any kind of communication.
Yeah, and I mean, and eye contact, I get if you don't want to go and stare in someone's eyes, but when someone's talking to you, why are you rolling your eyes or blowing them off? You shouldn't even be acting like that. They're people. We all have our bad days where I do it too, where I'm just like, no one talk to me. But there's a difference than going out of your way.
Right, to really go and make someone feel crappy.
Exactly.
And especially if those people think they're like way superior. It's just like, oh, this is too cool for me. Or, I'm too cool for this kind of thing. A new strategy I've developed in order to like lessen anxiety. I'm just like, not that I can envision it, but I'm like, you probably took a dump this morning, so therefore you're not superior than me.
I love that. I'm going to start using that when I think of people. No one should be acting like they're better than anyone else. Like, we all have our days where we are feeling ourselves.
Yeah, and, confidence goes a long way. But
absolutely.
You're like eating vegetables, there's certain limits that you cannot cross.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree.
Yeah, I mean, not for vegetarians. They eat that stuff all the time. But, you don't need to eat, like, an entire basket of corn in order to like be healthy or something like that. I don't know.
I completely agree. There's really no reason for you to be acting like a jerk all the time.
So. Oh, actually, now that I talk about food and modeling, like, are they really restrictive on your diets, or do they tell you about certain parameters that you must stay within?
I mean, I have heard nothing of that yet, but I eat genuinely pretty clean.
Okay.
I am big into the gym and fitness and eating clean. So that's not really a hard thing for me. I was also on the wrestling team in high school.
Wrestling?
Yeah. So I know what it's like to like cut weight and stuff.
And you also know how to manhandle people if they get up in your grill.
Yes, but I would try not to do that.
What made you want to do wrestling now that I heard that?
So back in high school, it was my freshman year. By the way, I was decent at sports. I was not the best growing up. Obviously, I was a little chunkier. But between 8th grade and 9th grade, I lost like 20 pounds. So I had finally been able to get into the gym, figure out eating and things like that. So when I joined the wrestling team, my teacher was the wrestling coach. So he was my hope teacher, and we show up to class and he was showing us these really cool videos, and I went up to him, and by the way, I wore like skirts and my hair was always done.
You were a girly girl.
Yeah, I wore makeup. I go, I want to join. He looked at me and laughed. I was like, why are you laughing at me? He's like, why do you want to join? I said, I really want to try it out. You have a girls team. Why can't I join? He's like, well, I guess you could join. I'll never tell you you can't, but okay. I show up. I stuck through the whole season. I sucked. 0-7. Just got my ass wiped across the floor. I would walk out on the mat and girls would literally laugh at me. Okay? That's so not nice, but okay.
Well, like you said, kids are jerks.
Yeah, but, granted, I would probably have laughed at me too back then, but here we are. Second year, I went half and half. I was half good, half bad. I did it all 4 years. So
wow.
Yeah, so by my junior year.
So you had like a varsity letter, like on a jacket kind of thing?
All 4 years.
Let's go.
So then my junior year, I was like 75%. I can't tell you anymore what the numbers were. It's been so many years. Like when I first graduated, I could have told you I had this many wins. I can't remember anymore.
You got your head hit way too many times?
Yes. But my senior year, I was undefeated.
Oh,
yeah.
Look at that.
So I was first in regionals. And then, I lost one at districts. But like at districts, I lost one match. I came in second, but I pulled my hamstring during the match.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I technically don't take it as a loss because she didn't pin me. I stuck through the whole match sobbing as my leg is on fire. Like you could see the muscle it hurt so bad. So I don't count that one, but technically that was my only loss. So she could have it.
Well, you're a winner, Kaitlyn.
Yeah, but
just remember that.
I was going to go to another school for wrestling.
Like on a college scholarship?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I decided not to because I wanted to join a sorority. So now we're here.
Okay. Well, yeah, those were two different environments. I'm pretty sure they would have both had their own hazing. I mean, sororities don't haze.
I actually experienced nothing like that when I was in my sorority. I think my big was more afraid of me than I was of her.
Okay. Well, that's good.
I think that she was like, I'm going to leave this one alone.
Actually, my dad was in the same fraternity as I was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he was the one that told me to rush, and so I did. And yeah, hearing his stories and then experience what I went through, I'm just
Yeah,
like, it's night and day. Well, then again, it was back in the 80s, so, they got away with a lot more.
Yeah, my mom was in a sorority and my dad was in a fraternity. And they act like they were in a fraternity and a sorority. They're so fun.
They just seem like older, like, Greek life kids.
Yes, they're so funny too. My dad always has those little jokes that he always says. And they're very funny, but they act it. But they're the coolest parents ever. I got so lucky. So it was almost natural when I decided I want to go into Greek life. And my mom asked me, oh, like, has anything happened to you? No. I'm like, what happened to you? Okay, maybe we shouldn't talk about it then.
Okay, Mom, I'll bring out the wine bottle. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, right. Just keep feeding it to her and then eventually she'll talk. But my mom doesn't really drink, so.
Yeah, see, my dad doesn't really drink either, and yet he was telling me about, well, actually, it wasn't him, it was his fraternity brothers, which one of them is a family friend, and he was like, yeah, your dad could get drunk off of one bottle of beer, and that's it.
Well, my mom has crazy stories when she used to party, but I think she just got it all out in college and kind of was over
Or
it.
partied so hard that she doesn't even remember what happened.
Honestly, her stories are pretty funny. I know some of them, so.
Tell us one. I'm just kidding.
No.
Now, let's keep Miss Blem employed.
Yeah, please.
So when it comes to modeling, I see that you did a shoot for Boutin LA. That's a pretty big company from what I've seen.
Yes, so they reached out to me on Instagram and they had contacted a bunch of other girls, but they had reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to come and shoot some content in their bathing suit. And why would you not want to? It's such a big company. So they invited me for both days. I went both days and I got 2 swimsuits for free. And
Always nice.
Yeah, and they shot some content of me. So that was fun too. So, I mean, I enjoyed it.
I'm glad to hear that. And, they weren't skeevy or anything like that, right?
No. They were very respectful and they weren't creepy at all, which I really appreciate because sometimes it's kind of sketchy going to things like that.
See, as a photographer, it's because of those creepy guys who just have a camera, not a photographer, that makes other photographers look bad.
Listen, I've shot with a lot of local photographers. Take the steps. If someone is bothering you too, like over and over and over again, they probably have some ill intent and they're not there to actually shoot photos of you. They're probably not there for the pure intentions that you're thinking. And I have met some fantastic people through the photography, but I always make sure that either they know someone or you bring someone, and don't go somewhere like in the desert almost. Bring someone with you that you know.
Okay.
Don't go around town just with these random people. I am very sketchy with all of that stuff. I don't want to be kidnapped, and I don't think anyone else should want to.
I don't blame you. In fact, if anything, I read that Tampa and Orlando are like 2 of the hottest trafficking hubs, not just in Florida, but in the country.
Absolutely. And why would you want to put yourself in that situation? Just avoid it. Like, I am all about getting good content. I help you out, you help me out, but you got to do it safely. A lot of people do not have your best interest in mind, and you need to know that.
So do you have any tips on how to figure out if something is sketch and if something's an actual opportunity?
Yeah, so I get all the time people reaching out, like modeling agencies. Oh, we would love to sign you. And half the time I just entertain it just to see, what do you have to say? I have my own agencies. I don't need theirs, but let's just see what they have to say. And normally what they'll do is, hey, we need you to sign this random contract immediately over this sketchy website without ever meeting us. And then you just don't answer. Oh, are you there? Have you filled it out yet? If they are blowing your shit up, block them. Block, abort, mission. Don't fill out anything either. No, you shouldn't be filling anything out over Instagram. So I would definitely look out for that. Another thing I would look out for, I think just in general, if someone is giving you a bad vibe over text, trust your instinct. There's probably a reason for it. Don't ignore it. And if you ever have any second guessing, then bring someone with you if you want to go shoot or if you have an opportunity. Don't go alone, and make sure you tell people where you are, where you're going, an exact address. People have your location. You have a way out. Pay attention to your surroundings.
So you need a whole bug out plan.
Almost. When I went to go to do the boom team thing, I scoped out the whole place I was going to because it was at a hotel. I'm not going to just show up to some hotel and put on a bathing suit and walk around. I'm going to do some research, make sure it's actually them and where we're at. Hey, I'm going to this place. Just let people know.
And you have to do that before every shoot?
I do that before every shoot. Yeah.
Wow. See, as a guy, I can never fully understand because I'm not a woman, but I can appreciate the fact that it is a dangerous world for a woman out there right now.
No.
I mean, not saying that you should cower in fear and live your life completely isolated. It's just, like I said, because I'm also a photographer, I can see how some of my conversations can be seen as oh, this looks kind of weird. I can understand why other people would see it's weird, but for me, maybe I just word some things differently, but that's just because because I convey my messages differently.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's a difference between people like conveying your message a little different and then being just a creep. You'll know. You'll know. By the look in their eye. Look at people's eyes when you go and talk to people. Your eyes will tell you everything.
Okay, well, let's just say a photographer has reached out to you via text. You can't make eye contact with him then. So is it how fast they respond to your text that, like, show off sketchiness?
Not even. I mean, sometimes I'm also just kind of lazy and I don't really want to go shoot. So I'm just kind of like, I'll text them back later, like when I kind of get more into it. But I also will never really shoot with someone. If another friend of mine has not shot with them, I normally won't go.
Got it.
Or if like a photographer, because I know a couple great photographers through some friends, I'll normally ask them, because normally some photographers know each other.
Correct.
Have you met with this guy? Do you know him? Is he cool? Is he not cool? Does he give you a bad vibe? And they will tell you. They're not going to let some girl just go. If they're like, nah, that guy, weirdo, don't go.
I feel like a lot of women are going to like band together in order to stop any of that from happening. So, I'm glad you have that support system that you can rely on in order for you to not get kidnapped.
I mean, absolutely. That would be horrible.
I forgot what the movie was called, but it was about like human trafficking. And I remember one of the scenes that a girl was, at a modeling shoot, and then the guy was taking pictures of her, and then another guy came from behind her, like put her in a sack and just kidnapped her. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and that's kind of not like what I want to happen. And I
don't want that to happen for you too either.
It is one of the easiest way for people to come and manipulate you. Go to a reputable agency or go to an agency that goes with a big agency and have them help you get real jobs. Don't go getting all those strange jobs just because you want to work. No, like really pay attention, because there are so many. I love true crime. If you ever watch a true crime, a lot of them have to do with modeling. A lot of them have to do with people convincing you that they're a photographer. Not everyone is your friend. And that's how I was raised too. I'm very type A,
You're alert.
Yeah, always. And I pass that on to my friends, because sometimes my friends are not alert and it drives me nuts. And that's just kind of how I live my life, because I don't want to get hurt. I don't want anyone I love getting hurt. Always be aware of your surroundings. And that's what I always tell people.
Well, very wise words to live by. And I'm just glad that even though that we never really priorly shot before, that you were in my apparel shoot. So thank you for that.
Well, I was so excited to be like asked to do it.
Thank you.
Of course. I would love to.
Wait, Kelsey, do you know this Danny guy?
No, I knew who you were because we'd spoke before at Saddle.
That's right.
When you took my picture. Now, I was probably not in the right headspace to be talking to anyone, but we had talked at Saddle.
Well, hopefully I gave you a good vibe if we're
absolutely.
here now.
Yes, it was a great vibe. And I mean, who doesn't want a bucket hat that looks like that? They're so cute.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
The blue one, I was obsessed. I go, of course, if I get to keep the bucket hat.
Oh, of course. And a guy that I rushed with, it's his company and it's called ID It All. So they made those hats. He made me the black bucket hats and actually threw in that washed out one as like...
I love it.
As like a freebie, being like, oh yeah, we've been friends for this long, so here you go. And then all of a sudden it became the hottest selling product that I have.
Oh, it's so cute. I'm obsessed with it. The colors in it work perfectly together. When I saw, I was like, Kelsey, I have to have that hat.
Oh, well, best part is I was going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to give you one in exchange for a favor though.
Yes, of course.
And then everything worked out, and then now we're here.
Now we're here. Now I'm on the podcast. I'm so excited.
Excellent. And this has been a good first podcast experience for you?
Yes, I was really nervous coming on here because sometimes I can sound a little dumb when I don't mean to. I get kind of...
Well, I know that for a fact. I'm just kidding.
I just sometimes get really excited, or like my Valley Girl side comes out. So I just didn't want to sound dumb or say anything stupid, but I feel very comfortable and I really enjoyed being on the podcast.
Okay. Well, don't get too comfortable yet because we're about to go into the next section, which is the bonus question rounds. You have an awesome story, Kaitlyn. I'm glad that we can further find out more about you in my favorite part of any Big DK Energy episode, which is the bonus question round. It is 10 questions that I came up with for you. However, none of it will make you look bad to clients. These are all fun questions to answer.
Okay, perfect.
Of course, yeah. We all got to eat, so I want to make sure that we can do this while you are doing that. Does that make sense?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course. So, Miss Blem, with that all being said and done, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Excellent. So, question number 1. If you could switch bodies with an animal for a day, what would it be?
Probably some kind of bird, because I want to like fly.
Okay.
Who wouldn't want to see what it's like to just pick up and fly wherever you'd like? Traffic on the floor sucks.
You're right. And if you've been on I-4, you can attest to that.
Yes. I was born and raised here, so I've been on I-4 a lot of times, and it's horrible.
But what kind of bird would you want to be?
A bald eagle.
Okay. Very American?
Yeah.
Very American. Number 2. What are 5 of your core values?
So 5 of my core values, one would definitely be confidence. I feel like It's one of the things that I really worked hard growing up to learn. And it's something that I love to pass on to other people and make people feel confident as well. Confidence, fake it till you make it, and one day you'll believe it. And I love confidence and I live by it. Another one would be family. I'm so close with all of my family. I love them to death. Loyalty. I feel like loyalty is a great one. I went through a really bad friend breakup this past year and our loyalty was tested. And sometimes when someone's like screws you over, it's best to say absolutely nothing and just walk away. And that's what I did. Another one would have to be, we can maybe throw like happiness in there.
Okay.
Positivity.
There we
Being
go.
around negative people is so not fun, and they will drag you down with them. They will bring you down to their level and you don't need to be on their level. And the last one, I would say multifaceted.
Okay.
Having someone that can bring a lot of different things to a room.
So diversity kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Good core values to live by. Number 3, what is your dream vacation and itinerary for that vacation?
So I'm Greek. And I would love to go see where my family's from. They came to America when my grandpa was really little. And I would love to just go and see the family that I never got to meet and go back to where my family's from.
Okay, see your roots. Okay, that's
Yeah.
awesome. What would you do while you're in Greece?
I mean, obviously, I'd go party in Mykonos.
Okay.
And go see the town, take pictures. And I would love to like try authentic Greek food because my mom cannot cook.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a shame. Not that it's a shame that she can't cook, but that she can't cook for you like
I know, and she's Greek.
foreign stuff. Oh, yeah, that's right.
She's very Greek, and she can't cook Greek food. And my grandma used to cook it for us, but she has now passed. And I want real, authentic Greek food. So that would be definitely the number one thing.
Got it. Well, first of all, sorry about your grandmother.
No, it's okay.
And second of all, I would want to try that too because it's like, yeah, I've had Little Greek here, but I feel like it's different over there.
Even just going to the Greek fest at my church, the food is so phenomenal that I can only imagine what it's going to be like out there in Greece.
Absolutely. And, it sounds like their olives are like handpicked from the trees right in front of you.
Oh my gosh, it's a dream.
All right, you're going to have your own Mamma Mia episode.
I really hope so.
I just imagine like everyone just breaking out in song as you're just going through the town. It's like, is this really how Greece is? I guess this is.
I knew they wanted me back.
And I can find my one true love. Or I haven't seen that movie in a while. But number 4, you've been hit by radioactive lightning and you now have 3 superpowers. What are they?
Okay, well, I definitely want super strength.
So you can wrestle better?
Yes. I would want speed and maybe like a laser or something.
So why would you want those 3 powers?
So for the strength, who doesn't want to just feel powerful? You would feel so strong and powerful. And plus I'd lift so much heavy weights at the gym. Then I feel like for like the lasers, if someone's just like annoying you, maybe just like get out of my way. I could use that at the bar.
Eek.
Just like, move it.
And then speed?
And then speed, I mean, I would really like to run fast. I don't run very fast. I'm short legs, so it'd be... Dash looks like he has a good time in The Incredibles.
Absolutely, yeah. Even with my slightly longer legs at 5'8", I'm still pretty slow, but
I'm so slow.
I don't know why, but your explanation for the lasers reminded me of this one time I was reading about a guy who got arrested because he shot someone that was annoying him. It's like, yes, what he did was illegal, but then again, at the same time, I mean, there's more healthier ways to deal with people, but still, they can sometimes get under your skin. Number 5, you're creating a festival to benefit an organization. Who are the 6 main headliners, and who is the festival benefiting?
So I would do one for breast cancer, just because my grandma passed away from it, and I feel like that's something that's always really held close to my heart. Now, for headliners, Excision has to be there. I love him so much.
Good choice.
Probably Sullivan King, Jaws, for sure. Keizo. How many do we have left? 2 more?
Yeah, 2 more.
Grizz, and probably, Wooly, for sure.
Okay, excellent. Okay, it's a very EDM heavy lineup, but I like it.
Yeah, I love heavy bass metal, so that's where my festival is gonna go.
Got it. Heavy bass metal. I know for a fact I would be headbanging, and that my brain will actually have been shifting in my head.
You're gonna need to ice your neck when you're done.
There we go. Protect your neck. Number 6. You're getting dinner with important life figures that have influenced you that were not in your family. Who are they, and what do you learn from each one of them? Name 3 to 4.
Okay, so although this is controversial, I would definitely want to meet with Kim Kardashian. And I mean, although she's done some things, I really look up to her. She's just such a businesswoman and she's very driven. And those are always the things I like in people, are very driven people. And I respect that. Another person would probably be maybe Taylor Swift. I mean, I've always
Interesting.
loved Taylor Swift, so and she's very inspirational to me, and she really like puts in the time and philanthropies and stuff, so I like her. Probably Selena Gomez. She radiates positivity, and I've looked up to her since I was little, and just the way that she sets herself apart from other people and stands for confidence with her beauty line and inclusivity, and I really acknowledge that, and I love it.
Were you a big fan of Wizards of Waverly Place?
I thought it was an okay show, but I like her more now as an adult than I probably did when I was younger. I was a big Hannah Montana girl, so.
Fair enough. But anyway, number 7. If you did a sponsored ad on any social media platform, who would it be for, which platform would it be on, and which 2 celebrities, influencers, etc. would join you?
So maybe makeup, because I love makeup and I think it's so fun.
So which company would you do
So
the
let's
ad
do
for?
Rare Beauty.
There we go.
Because I love Selena Gomez's beauty brand. Obviously, I would want her on it, but if we couldn't have her on it, maybe Zendaya on
Ooh,
TikTok.
okay.
Yeah. Because she is killing it. She is one of the best models I've ever seen. She's an actress, but she can model. So I would definitely want her on it. Who would be the last one? Maybe Lizzo.
Okay.
That would be fun. On
Yeah.
TikTok, that would be really fun. She can do a little dance with the little Rare Beauty thing.
Oh, yeah, that would pop off.
Pop off. Like, she doesn't have to even be in it. It could be her song. Technically, she's there. Mm-hmm. Maybe at the end, like, holding the lipstick or something.
Okay, you know
Yeah.
what? Sounds like a fun time. Also sounds like a very effective commercial because, I feel like everyone would want to
They better not steal this. That's copyrighted now.
TM. Just sign that off. Number 8. What is a far-fetched goal of yours?
I really want to be on the cover of Vogue one day.
Since you started modeling or just in general?
My whole life, I've always said I wanted to be famous. Even when I was little, I used to tell my mom, I want to be a princess. My teacher called her one day from school and goes, listen, I need you to have a conversation with your daughter. It's occupation day, and she keeps telling everyone that she's going to be a princess. She needs to pick an occupation. My mom brought me home, and I told her, no, I'm going to be a princess. That's what I want to be. And I remember this, too. She looks at me and goes, well, I hate to break it to you, but you weren't born into royalty, so you better pick an occupation that isn't a princess. And I would not budge. I said, you need to knock that off. So I've always either wanted to be famous or like be a princess. So that's some of a goal that I've always had. But I just, growing up, did not feel confident to even think about modeling or doing anything in that kind of realm because I never thought that I would even be remotely good enough for it.
And look at you now.
Yeah, now I'm like taking the steps. Now, let's say I hope it happens, but you never know. But I'm just proud that I've even gotten here. But that's my goal in life, is to one day be on the cover of Vogue.
Awesome. That's a fantastic goal. Number 9. What is a major life rule of yours?
Treat everyone the way that you want to be treated.
The golden rule.
That's the number one rule, because I know what that's like. And, I've slipped up on it a couple of times. There's always been times we've all been mean or we said something. And I always regret being mean. I never regret being nice. Even when people screw me over and people ask me, why are you so nice to them? They've screwed you over multiple times. I don't care. I'm going to continue to be nice to you regardless. I may not like you, but I'm going to be nice to you regardless, because you will never regret being nice. You will always regret being mean.
Absolutely. And then by the time you've already been mean, it's already too late.
Yeah, and you will look back and be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. That's not really my character. It looks kind of bad. People are now talking about it. I kind of regret it, and I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Well, that's a great rule to live by. And we're having such a good time that we're actually at the last question already.
Perfect.
Which is a question that I ask everybody, but the answers always vary. And that is, what is one of your most recent accomplishments?
So I feel like one of my most recent accomplishments is starting my business. I'm pretty proud of the way we're going and the morals that we stand for and the rate that we're going. And I'm really proud that I got the confidence to even start it, because I honestly was second guessing myself there for a little bit, and I'm really happy that I did it.
Excellent. Well, Kaitlyn, that is the end of the show. You were a fantastic guest.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. And so, Kaitlyn, besides just telling us a little bit about what you did, I felt like we also learned a little bit about social media, some tips on social media marketing, and then also some tips on how to get into the modeling world, just in case somebody else wanted to do that. So it's for you and your knowledge and your stories of building up confidence even through crappy situations. All of those reasons are the reason why I think you, Kaitlyn Blem, have big DK energy.
Thank you so much for having me.
So now that the show's over, don't forget to like and follow and subscribe to us on all platforms, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, and all that. And then we're also going to put all of Kaitlyn's social media in the description box below. And is there anything else you want to say or promote before we head out?
No, just have a great day and be a good person.
All right. Well, with that all being said and done, I'm Danny K, the Big DK Energy Podcast, and we are signing off.
Bye.